go.
Every
Cookie cutter.
Yes, all the studio. Like I'm set up in a studio that looks absolutely 100% identical to Cody's, and then their whole back wall is lined the same way ours is. They have the little sales pit, and then like the kitchen. Like it's literally almost exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
So except theirs is in street side. So.
They're out there in Bela Sinwood or whatever. What's it called?
Bela
Sinwood.
Yeah, that sounds right.
What, Cody?
So I heard this morning, because I was listening to The Breakfast Club, that this is their last week in studio, and then they are opening up 2023 in their new iHeartMedia studios.
Yeah, because they're down a person.
Yeah, because she got her own, Angela Yee got her own show.
Split.
Well, if they offered her own show, who would stay?
No, that's true, but they probably didn't offer her own show. She probably said, I want to get out of here, and they didn't want to lose her. And so they said, well, we'll give you your own show. And that's probably what happened.
I wonder why she wanted to leave, though, if that's the case.
Because Charlemagne's probably a big pain in the ass.
Why would he be a big?
Because I don't think anybody on who's the third guy on the Breakfast Club?
DJ Envy, Angela Yee.
DJ Envy and Angela Yee, right? DJ Envy's been doing it for a long time. He probably figured he was going to be the guy. Charlemagne comes in, and he's the guy that everybody knows from that show. And so after a while, you go, because it's a big show.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, you go, well, I'm tired of being in this guy's shadow or whatever, or, you know. I mean, who knows? None of us know the inside workings of whatever. She probably wanted to go off and do her own thing. She's been doing it a long time, too.
I was going to say,
Angela Yee's been in the business a long time.
And she is not, like, DJ Envy, he's kind of like, he falls by the wayside in regards to personality because Charlemagne does suck up all the oxygen as far as, like, the male perspective of things.
What does that sound like when he's sucking it up?
What does it sound like? Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
But
sucking it dry.
But Angela Yee, she does multiple things. Like, I mean,
Well, you have to now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, good for her. I think that's great for her.
I'll listen to her.
She's pushing 50. I mean, you gotta do, you gotta go do your own thing. You know, some people are okay sitting there and, but how long did they been on that show? 10 years? It's a good run.
13, 14
yeah,
years.
It's a good run. And the company dangles a couple of things in front of you. And they go, hey, you do your own thing. We'll syndicate it. We'll put you on. But then, you hang out your own shingle. It's a coin flip. But it's kind of a move you have to make.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, Dave iHeartMedia will call you. And they'll say, hey, get off that piece of crap Alan Cox Show, and we will syndicate you, and then we'll just plug you into radio stations. And it sounds great. And they'll cut you a big check for a couple of years. And then that'll be it. And then you'll have to go find something else to do.
I'll probably go back to school.
Back to school?
To do what?
Listen, that's never a bad idea for anyone. I mean, it just depends on, right, to what end. Now, will you take Ocean's 102?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't know. Maybe photography, maybe marketing.
What?
Your job now is marketing, right?
Yeah, maybe I'd do some sales or something. I don't know. You're asking me something. You're asking me a hypothetical.
But I think Bill's point is you answered that question very quickly. Maybe I'll go back to school.
Yeah, maybe I'll go back to school.
So usually if somebody is like, I'll go back to school, they already know what they would do next. Like, that might be what you really want to do.
No, well, it's not. I mean, if I get out of show business, then that's in my mind is, okay, it's time to get practical. So I would get like a practical job.
Are you implying that this is an impractical career?
I mean, it's not a typical career, no.
Well, that's different than impractical.
Well, I'm thinking a typical career that, okay,
listen,
to 5.
The thing with showbiz is it can be a very fun job and it can be very rewarding. 85% of the time in any arm of show business, it sucks. Mm-hmm. And you're just getting kicked in the balls all the time. But that's how good it is when it is good, the people are willing to get kicked in the balls so much. So I guess it just depends on how much you want to get kicked in the balls.
Make it your fetish.
Yeah!
Oh,
Just
no,
be like,
I don't
love
like
getting kicked in the balls.
Never liked that.
First of all, you know as well as I do, Cody, that if you got out of showbiz, you do OnlyFans. because you wouldn't be worried anymore about your face being in something. You wouldn't be trying to protect whatever your brand was. Your new brand would be
getting kicked
full-on
in the balls.
glazed donuts all day long.
Mr.
Right,
Helpful at onlyfans.com.
Mr. Helpful.
Helpful
right. Helpful. Well, Helpful Brown might give people the wrong impression. It's an
that
OnlyFans
sounds,
page.
That's why I said Mr. Helpful.
Yeah. So you would want to study photography. Would you ever consider going back into carpentry? We touched on this yesterday for all of his volunteer work with Habitat for Humanity.
Mary, you missed it.
Oh no! What
You
did
could do a
Nothing.
I helped the family. I helped the family in need. What do you mean? I wish I could find the house. I wish I knew where it was.
You could
didn't build a house.
you could launch a carpentry / gossip podcast called Habitat for Habitat. And you would just you'd be embracing your two loves, gossip and carpentry. Think about it.
Gossip and carpentry.
Yeah. Habitat for Habitat. A little back and forth.
Habitat for habitat.
He's just now getting it.
I don't.
That's all right.
Um,
Listen, you said quickly, I might go back to school. For what? Oh, maybe photography. That tells me that that's in your brain.
well, even still, photography. I mean, I have friends that are photographers. That's still like a branch of show business.
It's a grind, though.
That's what I'm saying. I
It's
can
all a
grind and do
grind.
this.
Yeah, it's all a grind.
Why would I stop one career that I have made, some progress and leave another one to go and start from the bottom in show business? Like I can do
Well,
that
no, but
here.
I think a common mistake that people make is they conflate being in the business for a long time with making progress. And those are two separate things. There are people who've been doing whatever for a long time, but they haven't made any progress. They just found something and they're like, well, I don't want to, just what you said. I don't want to start all over, even though all over for them would be one step back. It's not like, for some people, starting all over is starting all over. I tell people, friends of mine who aren't in this business and don't understand, I said, look, because I'll get calls every so often about going to another market. And I've always, my deal here is up Christmas of 24. And so when that happens, or when that time is getting near, when people, in this business find out you're on the market, sometimes you'll get some phone calls. Except it's not like Conan going from NBC to TBS, right? Everybody knows who Conan is. In radio, when you go to another city, you start all over again. You start from the ground up. And so that is a very daunting thing for somebody to get their heads around, and they go, I don't want to do that. And you can't blame them. That's why we're always kind of kicking you in the nuts, because now's the time to do that. Now's the time to, jump. Because you don't have kids, you're not married. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just you. It's the perfect time. It's when people get I was going to say weighed down, but that's unfair. When people have responsibilities beyond themselves, that's when decisions get harder to make. A couple of years ago when San Diego
Especially
called
because
me.
they're entry level, usually what you're going for. Poundcake's probably not going to get a huge offer. If you got offered to go to a different market, they're going to make it worth your while.
Well, they would have
time.
to. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I've said. And I've always said this is a mercenary business. And if somebody called me and said, we'll give you double what you're making in Cleveland, I would move there and start doing radio there. But, for Poundcake,
$2 million a year?
That's crazy.
I mean, Bill, please. It's gauche to discuss money. But if
Now it's
Poundcake...
gauche. Every other time we call him a millionaire, it's like, gotta stop this millionaire.
Yeah, I've given that up because nobody listens to me. Poundcake doesn't listen to me on my own show. Nobody listens to me when I say stop calling me a millionaire.
I
I'm
hear
not.
you, I just don't listen to you.
I hear you. I'm not listening to you. Yeah.
Well, your tone just doesn't seem serious to me. So I read your tone and I'm like, nah, he's fine.
Well,
You know how I am about tone, Alan.
I started
God.
coughing. I'm so sorry. I've somehow become a loud puker. I've always told you that it's all about tone. Ballackinwood, PA, is what people are correcting me. Our PA bureau chiefs. Thank you. I figured I was slaughtering it. Ballackinwood. It's just a weird word and a weird
When
spelling.
you look at it,
It
doesn't
looks
look
like
that.
It looks like.
See why?
Yeah, but I always it looks like an abbreviation of a name.
Well-
Like they just pushed all the letters together and.
Well, because it's CYNWYD. So what it reminds me of is those T-shirts. I think you have one, Bill, for Lakewood, where it says LKWD. Like they took all the vowels out.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't, but I know what you're talking about.
I thought you had one of those.
Never have.
Like it looks like the AC/DC sign, but it's LKWD.
I've
Pretty
seen
sure you
those.
have that shirt.
I did have that shirt 6 years ago. That was
Well,
a
I've seen
skinny
you
Bill
wear
shirt.
Wow, Mary's remembering former Bill wardrobes.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I've known Bill 10 years.
You're still. I've known Bill a long time too. I haven't memorized his
known each other 10
wardrobe,
years, too,
Mary.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but
I've
you
actually
don't
known
look
Alan
at
longer
people's
than Mary.
clothes.
Yeah. I haven't memorized any of his. I mean,
You
I've
probably looked at him and you were like, "Oh, this bum's in a T-shirt. He probably looks like trash, which means he feels like trash."
wow. He's projecting
That's
a
who
lot
you
there,
are,
isn't it?
Alan, Mr. Judgy.
I'm not judgy. I'm not judgmental.
are.
I'm curious.
You're not
I am. What am I judgmental about?
the way people look
No.
And talk.
The way I
and
look.
talk and sound
The
and
way
spell.
I look and spell. I don't like the way you spelled that. No, I'm
drive.
judgmental about the way I look. And how I am judgmental about myself does not always comport with how other people see themselves.
In people's vocabulary.
Well, vocabulary. Listen, I only judge people's vocabulary if they're trying to be professional communicators. I don't care what a guy working at a gas station talks like. Do not care.
That's a professional communication job.
Working at a gas station?
Yeah, they got to communicate with people.
Yeah. Well, it's not grammar based. It's not grammar. What is it? Yeah, no. What's the, how do they say in Chipotle?
Your boy.
On your bowl. Yeah, right. Communication, the only goal is to make sure that other people understand you. That's correct. So if you have, hey, if anybody had Al Pacino presenting at the Video Game Awards on their 2022 bingo card, give yourself a high five. I still don't know the connection here. But if you notice that Al Pacino was trending, it's because he was at the Video Game Awards. And I don't know why. I don't know if he's promoting something. I don't know if he had a friend there. Did anybody watch any of the Video Game Awards?
I just saw a quick clip of a kid that snuck on stage.
Yeah, I want to thank my rabbi, Bill Clinton.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I think it's funny, though, because, and listen, it is no different than any other award show. There are so many of them, and so few people care that you don't even know they're on anymore. The People's Choice Awards, which used to be a big deal back in the day, was on, I think, Tuesday night. And nobody knew that. Who knew the People's Choice Awards
I knew
was
they
on?
were because Shania Twain performed, and instead of saying Brad Pitt during You Don't Impress Me, she said Ryan Reynolds, and that was a big moment for everybody.
Oh, an update in the lyrics.
Yeah. Because he was there, and he's like, me?
But Al Pacino was at the, and again, it is like any other awards, but it is funny to see people who are only known by their voice giving Oscar-length speeches about, listen, this is their industry, but you don't, and they're winning for video games, obviously. They're doing voices for video games. And voiceovers, that is acting for people who are in, the top tier. Voice work is acting. But you've never seen these people before, and so it's kind of funny for people that you don't see on screen to be up there. Oh my God, I can't. I want to thank. But it's their moment in the sun. But Al Pacino up there, I still don't understand what's going on.
I may come as it may come as a shock to you, but it's hard for me to see the teleprompter. But anyway. In truth, I don't play a whole lot of video games. But I do have, however, spent a lot of time watching my kids play them. Yeah. And I've continued to be thoroughly impressed and entertained by the unique and immersive ways video games tell their stories.
What a great ad lib, by the way, because he starts off trying to read the teleprompter, says, I can't read the teleprompter, and then just kind of goes off book. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. Guy's 82.
I was going to say, what? Sorry if you covered this, but why can't he see this? Why can't he
I
see
think
the teleprompter?
no, I think the teleprompter was so far away. You know, those
I didn't know
award
if he
shows.
had bad eyes or if it was
Well,
too
I don't know
far
about that.
away.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
probably too far away.
Also, aren't his kids
They're like
50 years
yes,
old?
they're like my age.
Now,
That's why it was a great ad lib.
Yeah.
I don't think he has little kids. I mean, he
Maybe
might that I don't know
grandkids.
about.
But what would have
Yeah.
been better, like what would be badass? He's like, I haven't played video games, but I've spent time in them. You've probably heard my voice or you've probably like played my game.
I don't know that he's done that. That's why I was so.
There was a Godfather game that came out in, I want to say like the mid 2000s that I
Okay.
think they had the original cast do voices for. Whoever was left anyway.
He has 3 children. The oldest was born in 89. Oh, I thought they were older than that. Okay, so like,
He's only 33.
yeah. He has twin sons who were born in 2001
Damn.
with
That's some
Beverly
old sperm.
D'Angelo. Yeah, and then I think he had another kid with an Argentinian actress or something like that. So, you know, because he never got married, he was just like, we'll do this. We'll have a couple of kids. Hooah! Why? Why not? Let me leave it in. Hooah! Yeah. So
It's a game of inches.
So I don't know. Maybe somebody knows why he was there, and I don't know that. But he is in a series over on Amazon called Hunters that I don't know how many people watched it. I thought it was pretty entertaining. They're Nazi hunters, and it's him and what's his name from Ted Mosby
Oh, what is
from
that
How
guy's
I
name?
Met Your Mother.
What is that dude's name?
I forget his name. I can only think of Ted Mosby.
I
that's
can't
not
think
his
of
real
him
name.
as playing anything but Ted Mosby.
Right. He's in Hunter. Josh Radnor is the guy's
Yeah.
name, his real name. And Carol Kane. And, you know, it's a fun show. I think it was a comic book, but I don't know how many people are watching that. But Al Pacino, God bless him, you know? I wish he had mentioned the guy in Tropic Thunder named Al Pacino. Booty Sweat. You might remember Booty Sweat from the film Tropic Thunder. They were probably a Tropic Thunder video game.
I don't know if there was that.
You don't think that there was that?
I don't think so.
All right. So I don't know if he has done any voiceover work for video games.
Great ass!
Oh, there you go. That's from Grand Theft Auto. Alan, there's a Scarface game, but he didn't voice it because he felt his voice had changed too much. Yeah, okay.
I thought there was a Godfather game.
Great ass!
He was promoting Super Pacino Brothers. I don't know. I don't know.
And I've been playing Mario 64 just like in my free time lately, and I used to be so good
You
at
have
that
an
game.
N64?
No, I have
Oh.
a Switch, and they have packs of
Oh, like
games you
classic
can
games
download, and
yeah.
you can download them and play them. And so I've been playing Nintendo 64 on there and playing Mario 64. And I remember how good I used to be at that game, and now how I'm an old man playing video games where I'm just like, how do you do this? What's going on here? Like the other night I was playing one level and I had to get up something and I couldn't climb up it. I played it for like 25 minutes and my girlfriend's like, are you done yet? Because you're not going to get this. And I was like, yes, I am. And I was like so frustrated.
Yeah,
that
but
I
were you
finally had
having
to
fun,
give-
though, or no?
No, I was
Oh,
not
okay.
having fun anymore. I was having fun for a while, but then when I couldn't get up that level, it was in the sunken ship. When the ship comes up out of the water, you have to climb to the top of it, and it just, the controls are very sensitive on the Switch controller, and I kept getting like almost to the top of this thing and then sliding back down, and I was losing my mind, but I was so determined to get it. And I finally got it, but it was not fun anymore.
Huh.
It went
Maybe
to that
that's the
point where
wrong
it's just
game.
like, no, I love it. I'm going to keep going.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
You're going to keep playing just to...
Because once I got it, I
beat
felt
it?
very accomplished. I'm like, I did it. I did this thing that nobody cares about, but it was it felt good.
Is your girlfriend playing games a lot?
She's a gamer. She likes video games. She plays more modern games. I like the games
Call of
that I
Duty
already
and
know.
stuff?
Yeah. Well, she plays like
Skyrim?
Fallout, and she likes Sims. She plays The Sims a lot.
The Sims.
Yeah.
People still play that?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that play Sims. Yeah.
Wow.
Because they always have new expansion packs.
People barely attend to their real lives playing Sims.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling her. I'm like, you could also just make this place nicer.
Oh my God.
How come you're so determined and accomplished as a sim?
Your metaverse looks awesome. Where's my dinner? Oh, boy. Okay, I gotta take a break. If you want to text for anything, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com. And on the way back, I'm going to have passes for you if you want to see the new film Babylon. A little 1920s Hollywood decadence for you. It opens a couple of days before Christmas. We'll get you a couple of passes for when that's in theaters. Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, and a lot more. We'll be back after these.
This is the Alan Cox Show. Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app or whatever smart device you have. Just tell it to play the Alan Cox Show on iHeartRadio.
Hello, world. This is James from